Kelahiran putri pertamanya Christina Allah telah menunjukkan keajaiban pada dokter Atheis yang bernama Dr. Lawrence Brown ini. Namun dia belum bisa menangkap pesan tentang kuasa Tuhan yang ditunjukkan kepadanya.
When my first daughter was born, Christina, she did something I had never seen any child do before, and that is that she was able to stand from the very first day of life. From the very first day, if I put her on her feet, she would stand upright by herself. I'm a medical doctor. I understand that that is something that a newborn baby is not supposed to be able to do. But I didn't see it as a miracle. I saw it as something interesting, something charming about this child, but I guess I didn't get the message.
Kemudian ketika kelahiran putri keduanya, Allah menunjukkan keajaibannya lagi kepadanya secara dramatis. Sang putri lahir dengan gangguan kondisi kesehatan yang serius. Terjadi penyempitan pada pembuluh darah aortanya sehingga menyebabkan peredaran darah tidak lancar, yang membuat tubuh putrinya jadi membiru pucat.
I guess the message had to come to me twice, and the second time in a more dramatic way. So, 10 months later, in 1990, my second daughter, Hannah, was born. Hannah was taken directly from the birthing room in the hospital to the neonatal intensive care unit. When I found out that my second daughter was blue, I was very concerned. I went and saw her in the intensive care unit. From the level of her chest down to her toes, she was a dusky, the only way I can describe it is a gunmetal blue, this deep, deep, dusky kind of blue. So that was the condition of my child. She was dying. Her body was suffocating.
Saat ia melihat kondisi putrinya yang kritis, tentu dia sebagai dokter tahu apa yang harus dilakukan. Dia tahu kondisi seperti itu harus dilakukan pembedahan darurat. Saat operasi bedah itu akan dilakukan, Dr. Lawrence dan mereka para dokter lainnya mengelilingi Hannah, putrinya yang kekurangan oksigen itu, yang bahkan umurnya belum sampai 1 hari. Kemudian dokter ahli penyakit dalam memanggil dokter bedah jantung dari rumah sakit lain. Dan ketika dokter bedah itu datang, Dr. Lawrence yang ikut dalam operasi itu diminta keluar ruangan, karena akan menjadi sangat emosional melihat putrinya sendiri yang akan dioperasi, dan itu tidak akan membantu. Dr. Lawrence pun keluar dari ruangan intensif darurat itu. Dr. Lawrence merasa butuh energi lebih besar menghadapi situasi itu. Sampai akhirnya, Dr. Lawrence yang semula tidak percaya pada agama dan juga Tuhan, mulai berdoa menyebut nama Tuhan. Dan keajaiban itu dimulai. Subhanallah.
I left the intensive care unit. Because it's an intensive care unit, there's a prayer room nearby. Now I remember very clearly walking into that room and praying for the first time in my life. So the only way I could pray was to pray, "Oh God, if you are there." And I admitted, I was honest. I said, I don't know if you're there or not, but if you are there, I need help. And I made a deal. I made a promise. I asked God if He saved my daughter, and then if He guided me to the religion that was most pleasing to Him, that I would follow.
Usai berdoa 10 hingga 15 menit, Dr. Lawrence kembali ke ruang intensif tersebut. Ia kemudian dikejutkan dengan sebuah kenyataan yang mengharukan. Dr. Lawrence terkejut mendengar penjelasan dari dokter bedah jantung yang mengatakan bahwa putrinya baik-baik saja.
I walked back to the intensive care unit. When I entered the unit, the doctors were huddled around my daughter. When I walked in, they looked up at me, and I could see something had changed. When I walked up to them, the cardiothoracic surgeon just looked me in the eye and said she was going to be okay. The doctors around me did not understand it. He went on to give an explanation. He started talking about a patent ductus arteriosus and how he explained the fact that my daughter was going to be okay. And I looked around at the other doctors' faces, and I realized that I was not the only one that did not buy that explanation. And I realized that although that explanation worked for him, it just simply didn't work for me. I prayed with sincerity for the first time in my life, and I could only believe that this was the hand of my Creator. We took an ultrasound before that showed this life-limiting condition. We took an ultrasound after, and she was completely stone-cold normal. She never had surgery, she never had medicine. She just went to becoming a completely normal child.
Dr. Lawrence kemudian ingat dengan janjinya kepada Tuhan, dan karena kebaikan hati Tuhan yang didapatkannya, Dr. Lawrence pun merasa harus melakukan hal yang sama. Itulah titik awal di mana Dr. Lawrence terketuk hatinya untuk mulai mencari tahu tentang agama. Ia mulai mempelajari semua agama, sampai Islam jadi agama yang terakhir yang dia pelajari, dan dia menemukan semua jawaban yang masuk akal baginya. Dr. Lawrence pun bersyahadat, Allahu Akbar.
حبيبي يا محمد يا رحمة للعالمين يا محمد.
It wasn't until I learned about Islam, about the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that everything suddenly made sense. Everything fell in place. I found in Islam the answer to my search in the continuity of the chain of revealed revelation. I found Islam as the conclusion in the chain of revelation. Now, that's my story. It's a very personal story, and maybe nobody benefits from it except for me. God guides who He wills, and if you are sincere, He will guide you to the straight path.
أتيت بالسلام والهدى محمد حبيبي يا محمد.